Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Gwen. How are you? With today's video, we are going to be shooting a video on 5 misconceptions of being transgender. There's so many out there. I look around and I'm like, girl, it's time for Gwen the doll to share like my experience, my misconceptions I had, and just like even life, just experiencing my own misconceptions that people have had about me being trans, and just like the rumors and all the things I hear around. And I'm just like, as a young trans girl who is only 16, girl, I have lived through all the misconceptions. Definitely in like high school, it's been crazy. So I have a lot of misconceptions. I've pulled away. I haven't really seen a lot of videos like this, misconceptions. People think transgender is, even like when you're trying to start your transition out, you look online and you see, oh my god, these girls are just so happy, and oh my god, they're never sad. And it's like, honestly, it's like trans girls are probably the most emotional creatures in the world, because we are just, you know, we're crazy, you know, and I always advocate for the real story and progression. Again, I'm sharing my diary as a trans woman because I wish I had someone to be really honest and real and show the hardships during the transition, and I feel like there's not many YouTubers doing that right now, and that's why I'm doing it, to document transition for me, but also just share that it's okay to struggle, it's okay to feel like sad, just feel okay to feel your emotions. That's really why I'm here, to show on my YouTube channel and just show a different vibe, and just show that you can still make it out the day being a bad bitch and just love yourself. And so that's what I'm going to do on my channel, and I continue spreading that message through my transgender tips and all of that. But of course my channel will not be all trans things, but I really just want to right now highlight the trans things right now, because I want this to be for someone out there who is struggling on finding themselves, also struggling internally in their transition, feeling like they're not good enough, or they just feel they're not where you are supposed to be at. Remember that transitioning, you don't have to be the woman you need to be in 2 weeks. It takes time. And as a young girl, you're discovering yourself every single day, and I want to continue the message. Just take life too seriously and just have fun, especially if you're trans. Just like you know, live the transition. Don't freak out. Don't start thinking in your head too much. Just allow yourself to be great. Everyone, I'm so excited to get into today's video. 5 misconceptions about what being transgender is. Everyone, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm very excited to announce some cool things coming up for my channel really soon. This past month of me being back on as a YouTuber has been honestly so exciting. I'm really happy to be back. I never thought when I made this channel 4 years ago I'd be a transgender influencer. I just didn't know that was my journey, and now doing it, I'm having so much fun, and I feel like y'all are really enjoying it. I see the viewership, I see the comments, I read every single one of them. The love you give me is beyond, and I know that I'm so young and I have so much more to learn, but I'm really excited to share my experience as a young trans girl and being able to widen the horizons of what we can do here as a community. I'm so excited to keep continuing. Again, for me, I'm always about the real, the tea. I'm the shadiest girl that's gonna come around, the first one to clock a bitch. You are, and just loving yourself. And that comes with the first misconception. Many people believe that trans women just wake up and just think that, you know, like, oh my god, one day they wake up, they were boys and now they're girls. It's not how it works. I don't know anyone who's done like that. For me, I personally can say that it wasn't right for me like that. It took me many months to figure out my womanhood, and it took me a lot of deep connection with finding my inner thoughts, also deep connection of finding who I was, and just feeling this inner femininity to see where it was going. Maybe about a year, I think so. Because all my life, I had very accepting parents. I had been able to express my femininity whenever. But the moment I had to start taking the role of being a guy, I couldn't handle it. I was like, there's no way I'm meant to be a guy. I know I'm meant to be a woman, a binary person, because I didn't feel that. I didn't feel gay. I never felt like that, but I felt as I was a woman trapped in a man's body. I felt like I was meant to be a woman regardless. But like, I needed it for myself, and just becoming the woman I was meant to be, it just kind of clicked, and it was just something that it was in me for many years, my whole life, but it finally expressed itself at the age of 15, 14, and I really needed to become that. And it wasn't just me waking up one day and saying, I need to be a woman. It was the true woman that lived in my soul coming out, saying that this is what you're meant to do. And even along the way, you know, you get fears, you get worries. You just have to wake up and be like, it is okay. You're meant to do what you're meant to do. The universe has taken you here for a reason, and now it's time for you to go on. And it's time for you to express that new emotion. And I'm so happy I was able to find my real self at such a young age, and now I'm able to share it, because I feel like I see so many people online like, how do you know you're transgender? It's not how do you know you're transgender. It's not that feeling of I want to be a woman. It's that feeling of this thing, this gender, this soul, this essence has come on me, and it's been there my whole life, and now it's ready to come out. Okay, another misconception I hear about, especially on TikTok when I hear medicine, I definitely hear that your voice changes with estrogen and HRT. Now, I want all my ladies to know, men, girls, whoever is watching, your voice does not change. You know, back in the day, I used to, but right after I stopped doing my YouTube videos, I started talking like this because I didn't like the way my voice was, and I would talk super airy and soft, and just talk like I was trans. And I was like, girl, it doesn't matter, because I think a lot of women do have deep voices or deeper voices, or just have different tones to it, and I feel like I hear a lot of trans girls sound the same because we strain our voices so much. Because think about it, we don't have this feminine voice. If you have a deeper voice, if you don't have this femininity to your voice, you kind of have to strain it really hard just to be more feminine. Have also another misconception that goes along with the voice thing is that we just talk we just switch a man voice on. I think anyone technically could switch a man voice off, just talk deeper. But for me personally, my voice has been strained where I don't know how to do that. For me, I never just had I feel like I trained my voice just to be more feminine, where I wasn't putting on another voice. So I just think my voice right now, it just kind of sounds like this, and I don't know how to talk the way I used to talk, and I feel like that's also very different. And another misconception I hear about trans girls is that you need bottom surgery or top surgery to be a woman, and just I think only 30% of women who are trans have vaginas. I think a lot of people assume that, it's something that we all want because, you want to be a woman, so you must want a vagina. For me, but I'll be honest that I don't really know if I'll ever get the surgery. For me, I just have to see where I am in my age and how I feel, and making it look good, and I'd get too worried about the cosmetic procedure of it, and I think I'd get just really anxiety because I'd be so scared that I'd have a complication or something went wrong, and here's this thing I'm just spending $30,000 on there, and I don't like it. That's something that I'm really worried about. But there's so many girls out there who have it and love it, but for me, I'm someone who gets a lot of anxiety, so I think I would just freak out too much, and then I know for me, I can live being a woman regardless if I have a vagina, titties, whatever like that. I think a lot of misconceptions out there are that there's one type of trans girl, and there's so many different types of trans women out there. I see a lot of people just asking why do some trans girls look super done up and some don't? I think a lot of people online see the trans girls who have the plastic bodies, who are the dolls, which is something I assume want to emulate too. But I think there's also such a market out there for also just trans women who maybe don't want to look like a doll, and don't want to get their face filled, and don't want to get the big old titties and the butt and the body and the sculpture. Recently, there's been so much just positivity on just feeling sensual, especially as a trans woman. I just see all these inspirations in me, just on how to be and how to do that. But I think the misconception is that all trans girls want to be that. And for me personally, I live that life. I've seen dolls and these done up beautiful women and just gorgeous girls, and it's beautiful to see it. But and I love that world. Something I wanted to be in my beginning of my transition, but now seeing it, the world is definitely a lot harder than it looks. And I like to take little pieces of all that, but sometimes I want to just live a plain Jane life and not have to do all the done up work and do all that and have to emulate this done up doll, but unclockable and just so that. And the misconception I think is everyone wants to be a doll, and that's not true. Even for me, I would love to emulate certain aspects of a doll, but I also want to be able to live a normal life and not have to worry about my double D's hurting my back, my fat BBL, my lips going to explode, I wouldn't want to worry about that. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions there that all trans girls want to be a doll. Any other misconception I see a lot is that a lot of people think trans girls are trying to make trans people trans, which is something that is girl, that's not even true. I do not wish anyone to be trans. Living as a trans woman, it is not special. It is hard because realistically it's very difficult. It's very emotional. It's a lot of mental fatigue. It's really tiring. Not just being trans, but also just being a woman is so difficult. It's just so taboo. Like, I would never want anyone else to, a cousin of mine or someone in my family want to transition. I just would love and support them, but I just would can relate this to pain I know they're going to go through, because especially if you're growing up and just feeling this dysphoria and the judgment and just the fear of coming out and all that is so much harder than it looks. And I think a lot of people assume that it's just something we go on the line and talk about it, but realistically, I'm only sharing my experience to help other trans people out who do have to transition to find themselves. And I'm not trying to spread an agenda. I'm just trying to share people my real experience, because I see there's so much going on right now where trans bills, people are getting blocked of their medicine, and this is something that helped me so much. And if I didn't have my medicine, if I didn't have the people making these videos, if I didn't have trans girls in my life, I would have never seen it. And you know, if I didn't have just people on the internet talking about their transitions, the hardships, the struggles, like, you just never would have known like what is out there in America right now. There is so much anti-trans bills, and I'm here to show that being trans is beautiful. We're here to make ourselves happy, and we're not spreading no agenda. We're spreading love and our experience as a trans woman, because this world has not been easy transitioning, because we are not allowed just to live our femininity, because we have so many things that prevent us from being our true selves, and society needs to break that role down. And why can't people just be who they want to be without the judgment? And that's where I'm going to leave my video off today. Misconceptions is that trans women are just women, and we are people, and we may have not been born with XX chromosome, but we are so much more than what our chromosomes are. Always be Brixtina, the icon, the trans girl, the woman. I will continue to strive for women's rights, trans rights, and helping people find their true genders, regardless if it's a man, woman, or non-binary. And I will continue advocating for equality around the world. And I leave y'all with this message of, remember to love yourself for who you are and not who you want to be. Because you can only love yourself for the present, not the future or the past. We will regret the past our whole life. But at the end of the day, we're going to die. And what's going to happen? So I love y'all super much. I know this video was definitely a lot more, not as fun, but I just wanted a real video, a lot of just like being honest and just sharing the real emotions of the 5 misconceptions. And I really wanted to spread awareness of that these misconceptions are here. And a lot of people have an opinion about trans women, and trans women are just bomb, and we are not trying to do anything wrong, and we're just trying to live our lives. And I think a lot of people don't know that. So I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you later. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below that you are brave, rare, and vulnerable. I love you so much, and I can't wait to continue sharing more on my transition journey and just like my hardships and struggles, and just share my diary. So I love you so much. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.